Now, since you've worked with countless of patients over the last 15 years, and once they go home after the discharge, what are the biggest mistakes or major mistakes patients have made after going home, despite all those guidelines and reminders?
So I think a lot of times when patients go home, the mistakes that bring them back to us pretty quickly, and the ones that I see most often are within about 2 weeks of that hospital discharge. Number one, make sure you see your doctor, your heart failure doctor, within a week of discharge, just to make sure everything is okay. 9 times out of 10, we end up changing your medicines around, even if just for a short time while you're in the hospital with heart failure. It is so important to take the and to not skip doses. Or if we add, 3 extra, I know it can be scary to be on so many medicines. I know it can be expensive to be on so many medicines, but try your best. If you can't get your medicines, be honest with us that we may be able to help you, in a way to get those, but just try your best. Get to those doctor's appointments, take your medicines the way that you're supposed to, and weigh yourself every single day and write it down and take it to your doctor.
Being yourself every day and writing it down.
Mhm.
You have mentioned about the salt intake. What is your take on salt and fluids when it comes to heart method?
So I think personally, and this is, my Jessica nurse belief, to me, salt is worse than fluid because where salt goes, fluid follows and it hangs around. So for me, monitoring how much salt intake you have is going to do more to help you stay out of the hospital and manage your heart failure than your fluid intake. With your fluid intake, they say, 2,000 milliliters a day. So that should be all that you have of any kind of fluid. So that also includes if you have jello, soup, or ice cream, anything that is a liquid at room temperature, that's going to count as your fluid intake. So I do have patients that, in the summer, they're outside, they're active, they sweat a lot. So I tell patients instead of focusing so much on that 2,000 milliliters, drink to your thirst. If you're sweating more, you are going to need a more fluid intake, and you may be able to wiggle around, that 2,000 milliliters. But if you drink extra fluid and you have a bologna sandwich, it's not going to work out because of the fluid intake, or I'm sorry, the salt content of the bologna. So you really just want to monitor that sodium because that's going to make you hang on to fluids. And then I say drink, to your thirst. So if you're thirsty, it's okay to have a sip. Don't chug, a 2 liter drink. If you're thirsty, sips are better than amounts at a whole time, if that makes sense. So instead of, drinking a whole can drink, maybe sip on it so it lasts long. But the salt intake is definitely, I think, where a lot of people run into problems.
When I think of fluid intake, I would just think about the general like water or any liquids, but I don't think about the ice creams or anything that.
Right. Or
Yeah.
even like melon. So watermelon has a lot of water in it.
All right.
So you don't think about that being a fluid,
Mm,
but it is.
right. Or a cucumber.
Yes, yeah, very true. So
Right.
just, anything that has, a liquidy juice in it, that's going to count in your fluid intake. And while it may not be a lot, if you do it every single day, it can add up a lot quicker than you think.
Yeah, it compounds after that, right? Thank you. Learning very helpful tips and new stuffs today.